I was sitting there in my car looking for the next YouTube video to watch before an appointment when I saw that Scott Hilsey just dropped a new video. I found him through drop shipping, but he always does some cool stuff. And he was ripped in the thumbnail. He introduced me to this concept of 75 hard, a challenge that he took to the next level, but I had no idea what it was. But seeing his transformation of body and mind was like super inspiring, and it hit me. What's going on? My name is Cole Connor. I'm an artist and entrepreneur, and I was put here to do two things: create and inspire. Thanks for being here. Let's get into it. I had lost like 10-ish pounds from December to around April, just by making a few different changes to my lifestyle. But I was really struggling to lose the next 10. And 75 hard, I knew that it would help change my mindset and help my discipline, so I decided to give it a shot. I dove into the creator of the challenge, Andy Frisella, over the next 24 hours, and I learned the basic rules of the challenge that must be completed every day for 75 days, or you gotta start over. The rules are: follow a diet. Whatever diet or eating routine you choose, you just gotta follow it. For me, it was going on MyFitnessPal and making sure that I ate, give or take 100 calories, around 2,300 calories, which would allow me to lose about 1 pound a week. So around 2,300 calories a day. Rule number 2, you must complete 2 45-minute workouts. They cannot be smushed together in an hour and a half, and one of the workouts must be outside. They both can be outside, but one must be. Number 3, no alcohol or cheat meals. Number 4, every day you must take a progress picture of yourself. Number 5, you have to drink 1 gallon of water every day. And 6, you have to read 10 pages of a non-fiction self-help style book. I've grown accustomed to drinking some wine daily, so that would prove to be a little bit of a challenge, on top of the fact that the last time I did 2 separate 45-minute workouts was probably high school. And even further, I was just struggling so hard before the challenge with following this 2,300 calorie rule. Hindsight is 2020, but looking back, I can see so clearly what my struggle boiled down to. The problem had been that I never made a decision. I always was like, fuck it, I'll try again next week. What does this really matter? What's a glass of wine? Is a Chick-fil-A sandwich really gonna be 700 calories? All these things add up, and it goes downhill if you don't decide, no, this is what I'm gonna do. None of the rules are inherently hard, or they don't have to be. It's all about this one friggin' word: intentionality. Being intentional. 75 hard showed me the power of being intentional with your time and your goals. Every night before the next day, I had to intentionally think about, when was I gonna have time to work out 2 separate times for 45 minutes? When was I gonna eat? What was I gonna eat? How was I gonna drink a gallon of water? That means I'd have to start early. When was I gonna take the time to relax and read? If I didn't plan for it, it made it incredibly easy to just forget about it and be like, oh shit, at 10 o'clock at night. Not only that, but creating these intentions for the day showed me how much room, empty space, is actually going on in my 24-hour day. How many 10 minutes here, 19 minutes there, that I typically waste. Don't get me wrong, it's completely fine to relax if you want to scroll, if you want to not do anything for 20 minutes. Nothing wrong, recoup. But even when it comes to doing nothing, I feel like we all, especially me, could be a little more intentional about it. When I'm not intentional, I find myself just like wandering throughout the day, which I'm not advocating for working 24/7. I'm advocating for when you want to work and relax and have all these different parts to your day, being intentional about it. For example, let's say you want to just relax, wander, think, brainstorm for a couple hours. I think if you account for that in your day, and you can almost plan around it, so that way you're not wandering in this limbo, like, I don't know, do I have time to think and brainstorm and relax and go on a walk, or do I have to do all this other stuff? And you end up wasting so much time in this like circle with yourself. Not being intentional puts you in this like limbo of sorts, because I'm not prepared. I'm not living my life ready to take on the day. I'm waking up, finding my footing, and then spending most of the day finding the courage to step in the right direction. Full disclosure, I failed 75 hard. After day 7, I forgot to take a progress picture. And after day 16, My partners that I was doing it with, Bailey, Dion, and Josh, had all kind of failed too and were ready to move on to something different. So at day 16, I called it quits on 75 hard. I lost my motivation to fit the box of the challenge, but I've taken a couple things with me that I'm really trying to implement every single day as I continue to construct this lifestyle that I'm proud of. And fun fact, in those 16 days, I lost 8 pounds and read 2 books. It's pretty cool. Drink more water. I found that when I drank more water, starting from early in the morning, I was way less hungry throughout the day. Made an incredibly huge difference. I made less bad decisions when it came to food. And as you know, water is 0 calories. So that's something that, though since failing 75 hard, I haven't really been like, I have to drink a gallon a day, which was kind of the whole point of what I was saying, is that being intentional matters, because I haven't said that, I've not drinking a gallon of water, and so sometimes I still do make these bad decisions. Just get moving. One thing that I really noticed was in the 45-minute workouts, he didn't say that you had to like go super ham and like go crazy at the gym and run miles and miles. He was like, it could be a walk. Making myself go out and walk twice a day for 45 minutes, which ends up being 2 to 3 miles, which ends up being around like 15,000 steps a day, is like huge. Like it makes a huge difference. And it's just walking, and you're burning several hundred calories by walking this amount of miles, which allows you a little bit of wiggle room when it comes to for my $2,300 calorie plan. So what I've started to do is I walk as much as I can. If I'm on the phone and I'm just sitting, like I did this morning, I was talking to my mom, and after like 15 minutes, I was like, why am I not walking right now? Just walk an extra mile. And I ended up walking almost 2 miles talking to her on the phone. Just get up and get moving. You don't have to run. What happens is you start walking. Usually you walk faster, and then you're like, I want to run. Like I want to move. I fought this for so long, but calorie counting works. It's just like, that's how you lose weight. It's how much you burn and how much you intake. And it's different for everyone. And I'm not claiming to be an expert at all, but if that's something that you can do without mentally going a little bit crazy, because I know some people really struggle with that, and then it becomes almost like a mental illness of sorts. So I'm not saying if you struggle with that you should count, but if you are able to, I think it can be very helpful. I found it very helpful. It shows me how unhealthy some things that I eat and was eating impacted my daily calorie count. So if that's something you're toying with, just try it for a week and you'll notice a big difference. You'll also notice what isn't a ton of calories and allows you to feel full without eating, 1,500 calories at Chick-fil-A or whatever. So actually, this is the second to last thing I really learned was planning better, and that goes with being intentional. Plan out your days a little bit better. Try to include for things that make you feel good, like moving, like drinking water, like reading. And just to bounce off of that, reading, like since 75 hard, I've only read a couple times. And that's why, God, I hate that you have to almost implement these rules. But when I don't have the rule in place, I find it very difficult to make myself do it. Especially because I just like have all these things in my head and I'm like, but I really need to do this. I need to make a video. I need to do this. It's hard to just sit down and read. But I think if you make a sort of a routine of when you're going to read, for example, I was doing it around lunchtime when I would drink my smoothie, and I stopped doing that, and I shouldn't have, because every day I would only read like 10 pages, like it says, but I would always get something actionable that I would bring up in later conversations. I would talk to Nachlan about it. I would talk to my mom, and I learned, and that's cool. It's really cool. So plan better, make time, make these rules for yourself. I hope this helps. If you're thinking about doing 75 hard, I highly recommend it just to kind of see how it makes you feel doing all these things at once. Even if you only do it 7 days, it's still a really big, cool feat. And I think it makes you start thinking a little bit differently. And then you can kind of adjust for your own lifestyle, what works for you. And yeah, so I'm all about constructing the lifestyle that I'm proud of. I'm on my way. I'm moving there. I'm down 20 pounds since December, so I'm feeling great about that. Just got to keep on going. That's it. That's my 75 hard experience. My name is Cole Connor. Please like, comment, subscribe, all that jazz. I'll catch you next time. Peace.
Every day I wake up with a vision, cooking in the kitchen, ain't no fucking in a mission, like yo. Shaking up your city with my bitchin', sold in the building, and the motherfucker fishing, like whoa. Cold won't stop till they get that gold.